Boo! Derangement. It's
Oh,
time
this one's
for a
Halloween
round
themed.
with artificial entertainment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Artificial Entertainment, a podcast where three best friends pick a theme and then give each other bad movies based on that theme. I'm one of your hosts, Josh Lakaitis. With me is.
Mason Betterly, as always.
And I'm the third guy.
You gotta say your name.
They know who I am.
This is only our second episode. What makes you think they know who you are?
Please, the only people who are watching know who I am. I think you'll be fine.
And those that are coming back already know you. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, Tyler Yaney.
Well, welcome back, folks.
No, okay, so if anyone's listened to the first episode, which, doubtedly so.
We love
But
all
you
six of you.
You sound so unenthralled with your introduction. Yeah, it's just, I'm Tyler Yaney.
No, I'm Tyler Yaney.
You're very excited
Perfect.
to be here.
Yeah, we're getting the back and forth down right out front.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
Okay, so a couple things I want to go over about the last episode. Well, one, we talked about a movie that was produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Uh-oh.
And as we found out...
Dougal.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I feel as though we should say, don't harass women.
That's not nice, kids.
Especially in the workplace. No matter how cool, interesting, funny, or adorkable you think you are, 90% of the time, she's just not that into you.
Only harass her with a smile.
No.
No.
The smile's fine, but the fact that you're implying harassment through the smile, I'm not a fan of, Tyler.
It's a very sticky wicket.
Yes.
Of course.
Like our Ewok movies.
So, the other thing I wanted to bring up is, this is a podcast. Sure, we talk about bad movies, but the entertaining part is our back and forth. This podcast lives or dies by our bouncing off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to open up with some icebreakers, help loosen us up, get us ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna try and do a speed round here. Ready?
Speed round. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Okay. Favorite childhood movie?
Iron Giant.
Mason?
Hook.
And Toy Story for me. Now, if you could be any mythical animal, what would you be?
Griffin.
Centaur.
Jackalope.
That's
perfect. Now, when was the last time you pooped your pants?
5th grade.
I could name the last time I peed my pants, but I don't know poop my pants.
When was the last time you peed your pants?
I think it was in the 4th grade.
Okay.
Well, mine's more embarrassing. All right.
I was in high school.
Oh yeah, I remember this story.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. I remember I woke up at like 2 a.m. just feeling so sick. I had to use the bathroom, so I farted, filled my pants, but I felt so terrible. I thought, and went back to sleep. I woke up an hour later, like, yeah, I should go change and shower and just burn my bed.
That was when we were in college, you dork.
When did I poop my pants in college?
I remember you were sick at the time, and you actually did. You turned, and you said, "Oh my gosh, I think I crapped my pants."
I do not remember this, but it probably did happen.
It was our sophomore year. I remember this.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We were in our dorm room.
Well, at least I wasn't that far from home then.
Well, yeah. That didn't turn out how you were expecting, huh?
No, it turned out exactly how I expected. So shall we go into the news?
Sure.
All right, we got a lot of trailers since the last time we recorded, so we're just kind of going to...
I thought we only got 2.
We're going to go through them real quick, and I just want your spitfire reactions to them. All right, New Mutants.
Oh, I'm excited. It looks interesting. They're doing something different with it.
Very scary.
Yeah, very spoopy.
I was listening to the Weekly Planet podcast, and they saw a tweet that I think summed up the film real well. It looks like an interesting superhero film, but a boring horror film.
That's fair.
Maybe,
That's fair.
Well, I like that Fox is trying new things. I think a lot of people are liking that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm not a horror movie person. You guys know that. But, I mean, I definitely, consider going to it.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be worse than the other X-Men movies they've put out outside of, like, Logan and Deadpool.
Well, honestly, the only other X-Men movie that I have not gone to theaters for, honestly, not seen period, is Age of Apocalypse.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
oh,
that
it was
looked
so
terrible.
bad, but I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
The next one is Justice League.
Eh.
didn't really give me a lot more than what I already knew.
Mm-hmm.
It just honestly it feels like a lot of filler, which in some ways is cool because we're not getting anything really spoiled. I like the opening with Superman, but a lot remains to be seen. I'm very confused with what the whole. They keep showing clips of that red planet or red. Or what,
Oh.
this battle where everything's red, and I'm
Yeah.
like, is that
Well,
a different
did you
planet?
notice how they changed the battle? They changed the coloring.
Did they?
Did
Yeah,
they?
because in the last trailer it was all kind of blue when they're fighting the aliens,
Mhm.
but now in this trailer it's all red,
Interesting.
and it's like the same shots. And yeah, I've seen some side by sides. I'm like, I don't. It's not adding more color. It's just a different color.
There you
It's
go.
just
Yeah.
going from blue to red.
Either way, we're oversaturated here.
Mhm.
Yeah. The next one, Black Panther.
I haven't actually watched it yet. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah,
It
no,
gets me
I'm
more and more
excited for it.
excited. I keep forgetting
Yeah.
that it comes out in February. So when it popped up at the end, it was February.
Wait, it comes out
February
that
10th.
soon?
I'm like, yeah, exactly. I was like, wow. Okay,
Oh
cool.
wow, I thought that
It's
was
Marvel,
after.
man. They gotta milk that cow before it dries up.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm getting used to one in November, one in May, one in November. Now they're starting to do like 3 a year, and I'm like
Mhm.
not used to that yet. So I was very excited to see that.
Yeah, no, this looks really good. I'm very interested. I love Andy Serkis as Claw.
Yeah,
Dr.
definitely.
Claw.
It'll be great to see him be in an Inspector Gadget movie too. I had no confidence in my delivery of that joke.
I liked it.
Was that
Thank
was
you,
that
I
an on the
appreciate
spot joke?
It was
or,
cool.
Or were you saving that?
I think it just came to me now, actually, as I'm going over the notes. So,
Okay.
and of course,
You write notes?
I want to be organized.
Wait,
I
do
don't
you
wanna
really?
be going through the whole film? Yeah, well, for my section of the podcast and for what to talk about beforehand. Yeah, I got some notes.
Should I do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you do pretty well off the cuff. Me, not so much.
You do fine. Were you off the cuff the last time?
I had some notes. I've gotten more notes now, so we'll see if I'm worse or better.
What kind of notes? I'm interested now.
It's not really that important. What kind?
Didn't,
It's just not
didn't
bullet
another
points.
Last Jedi trailer come out?
That was the
Oh yeah, that
next
little
trailer I was gonna
the
bring
little
up.
indie picture that comes out in a couple months.
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, it's a fine trailer.
It's okay.
I don't
Okay.
think it spoils as much as as people are claiming.
Yeah.
I think they're being very intentional with the misdirection, which I appreciate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm very pro Kylo Ren and Rey.
Like in a relationship or
team.
just being friends?
Either way, I would very much love
Them
to
existing, he's very pro on. He just
Well,
likes them being around.
No. We've always had very much, dark side, light side battling it out. It'd be interesting to see a light side and dark side, people come together to fight a common enemy or to unite to do something. If it's romantic, okay, I guess I don't care.
Mhm.
If it's just a matter of them,
You're saying it's nice to see those two sides together because in traditional Star Wars, the light side and dark side are on they're separated until the third act where they come together and fight. They don't really come together and have to coexist much for the rest
Guys,
of
that's all
Very good
interesting
bullet pointing me.
and such. But what if the Wookiee attack? I ruined it. That was not the line. Is it the droid attack on the Wookiees? That's it. That was it.
Many Wookiees died to bring you this
Many
joke.
Bothans. Shoot.
Manny Bothans, what a guy.
Many,
I did
many-
want to bring up an article I saw about the trailer.
Okay.
I think it has to be the most dumb, obvious headline I've ever read. It reads as follows. The new Star Wars trailer was seen by a lot of people.
Oh wow. No, was that the headline?
Yep.
Well, geez, Professor.
I need a source on this. What was it? An article for?
Cinema something. I
Okay.
did not write it down because I didn't just want to shame them.
Like, are you sure this isn't just some guy's blog?
Nope. Because when I was looking up the rest of the news, I went to like official movie news websites, and that was the title.
A lot of people watched the Star Wars trailer.
Okay,
They didn't need to
Randy.
cite sources. They could just, they could go out on a limb there and assume that was fact.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Newman reporting for you.
See, you don't need to put numbers.
Star Wars out
Well, Star Wars.
When I know
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
How can I finally do Christopher Walken trying to do Randy Newman? That doesn't make any sense.
It still sounded very Bullwinkle.
It does sound like Bullwinkle.
Rocky!
It's all coming out
Bullwinkle Timus. Okay,
Um,
so the last trailer we're going to talk about tonight
another one?
is I Love You Daddy.
Oh no!
It's
I didn't-
Louis C.K.'s new film. Have you seen the trailer for
I'm
it?
staying out of this one. Yes, I've seen it.
I've not.
It's Louis' new film. It's about he's a big TV producer, and
Very
his
big.
daughter, I believe is 16 in the film, starts dating an 84-year-old John Malkovich. And
What?
it's shot very much like Manhattan and has very Woody Allen
Don't
overtones.
compare it to that. It's just different.
But it's clearly supposed to be like Manhattan. Louis
Okay,
has said, I watched Manhattan as a kid.
He was 42 in Manhattan. You know he's 84. It's like he just.
Oh
did it.
no! I'm not
different.
making a comparison to Woody Allen marrying his adopted daughter. No, I'm just talking about
okay.
film.
Okay.
You're the one that brought that up.
Oh yeah, I did that. Could you? Oh, fun fact: Manhattan is Soon Yi's least favorite of his movies. So
Yep.
I don't have a source on that, but
Yeah, he always just seems very self-loathing about the films he's made.
I mean, I would be too.
Why? His early stuff is amazing.
No, I mean, if I were a successful filmmaker.
Some of his current stuff's pretty awesome.
No, yeah, I'm excited for
Midnight in Paris, but
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
Blue
one of my
Jasmine
favorite
was
films of all
good.
time.
I'm excited for Wonder Wheel. I keep wanting to say Wonder Wall, but that's something else.
right? Same.
Anyway, here's Wonder Wall. I actually liked. Oh, what was it called? Was it Irrational Man?
Oh yeah, that
It was
didn't
his
do too well
superhero
for critics.
debut. It was great.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix plays Irrational Man, whose power is murder and existentialism. It's actually worth a watch.
And wooing Emma Stone.
I did not care for Cafe Society. I'm just gonna go on the record. I don't know why that one was so well received, but what are you gonna do?
People find Steve Carell charming. I find Steve Carell charming, so maybe that's.
I mean,
maybe
he
I
was
should
in the
watch it.
movie, but you have to spend the whole movie with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, and I've already had to do that twice, so I'm good.
All right. Well, with October dragging on,
Dragon.
we've decided
That doesn't. No, dragons are not a Halloween
They're
thing.
monsters. It works.
we decided to do Halloween movies for
Oh,
this.
Mason, are we
week's
just done with the
episode.
news?
Yeah, I had
think
some more
so.
talking points.
We were
I
dragging
have
on
quite a
there.
few notes here that I would love to talk about.
Oh, good, more notes. So we all.
Oh no,
gave
so
each-
you're okay. So no,
I
we
guess
are
we're
we are
going.
just
All
done
right.
with the news. I took time out of my day to find these stories to talk about. I
How
got
many more
stuff
are
on-
there? I'm curious.
Well,
I
I
have
wanted-
two now.
I wanted to talk about how The Rock says Jumanji is going to reference Indiana Jones and Star Wars. And by that, I just assume they're going to say, man, this is like Indiana Jones, or man, this is like something out of Star Wars.
Yeah, probably.
I don't
Wait,
think there'll be
did
any
that-
subtlety
did that
to those
note-
references.
Did that take up a whole note card?
I'm typing this up on my iPad. I haven't just written a bunch of sticky notes and
I
pasted
could
them all
imagine.
over my
I
wall.
imagine like,
you
3x5 note
methodically
cards.
doing the
I'm not
whole
gonna
note
lie.
card thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm slowly flipping through these, just like, which one's next? Which
Find
one's
something
next?
interesting.
Okay, all right. So the one thing I do want to touch on the news is it's the only news that I've liked that's come out about the recently named Han Solo film,
no.
the Star Wars Solo film.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but two of my favorite Star Wars characters who have never actually been in the films officially
No.
are now canon.
What?
No kidding. Oh my
Tag
gosh.
and Bink.
Are they from the
are
Droids
in-
cartoon?
No,
No.
they ran. There was like this comic that ran like two. It was a miniseries. It was two comics, and then there were two more later on. But it's called Tag and Bink Were Here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's about these two guys that were actually in every Star Wars movie, and you've seen them, you just didn't realize it was them. It's kind of like how Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead to Hamlet, or Guildenstern.
Oh, you mean Lion King 1/2? Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be the other comparison I made. So one of the writers and another guy are playing them. I assume they'll only be in it for a scene at most, but I think that's really cool. I would assume that's something that either the writer put in or the original directors were going to do.
I can't see Ron Howard.
I really doubt Ron Howard's like a big Tag and Bink fan.
You never know. Oh, Opie. He likes them. He likes them comic books. Little Opie.
Okay, Mace, I got some more news, but I think you want to get to the movies, so it's really up to you.
Okay.
If you want to hear about how the current war is getting pushed back. I had stuff that wasn't just comic book or nerd movie news. I wanted to seem official, like we actually care about all movies and not just the real popular ones. But I know you really want to get to the meat of the podcast. Just bite into that steak and get to the bad movies. So you want to get there, Mason?
Well, we're 20 minutes
We
in.
are 20 minutes in.
Yeah, but 10 minutes of that was us trying to sync up the audio.
I would say 5 minutes of that.
All right, Mace, take us in.
And not a penny more. All right, well, with October dragging along, we are getting closer and closer to Halloween. So this episode, we decided to give each other interesting or crummy Halloween-related movies.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't necessarily have to be scary movies or anything like that, just something in some way related to monsters or anything of that nature.
Something spoopy.
Something spoopy, exactly. So really quick before we delve in, though, I just wanted to ask you guys, because I genuinely don't know, and I wanted to mention mine as well. What's your favorite Halloween movie to watch?
Okay, I thought about this. Do we want to save this for the palate cleanser at the end?
No, I want to do it now.
we can, yeah.
Okay,
we can.
yeah, let's just do it now.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go. I'm not a big fan of horror films. I'm like you, Mace, not into them. Just not my scene. I saw Get Out earlier this year in theaters, and it was amazing. Like, I loved it. That's something I will definitely go back to again.
So your favorite movie monster is White Parents?
What?
So your favorite movie monster
You and the rest
is,
of America, am I right?
Yeah, you got the joke the first time. Go on.
Yeah, it's Brian Williams' daughter. Yeah, she's great.
Oh yeah, Peter Pan. That made me very confused when we watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops.
Oh.
As for actual Halloween movies that I enjoy, I think the only one I can really truly say is either Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein,
yes.
or Wallace and Gromit versus the Were-Rabbit.
That is a quality picture.
All right.
I actually just watched Paranorman.
It's a great movie.
Which was pretty good, but
great movie.
Yes,
great movie.
Yes.
It's no Kubo and the Two Strings, but it's pretty good.
No, but what is?
Yeah. It had Elaine Stritch as the grandma, so I was in immediately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, how about you?
I have a top 5 favorite horror films, if I may.
All right, sit back. Here we go.
Number 5 is The Fly, directed by David Cronenberg. Jeff Goldblum turns into a fly monster, and it's wonderful. Number 4 is The Thing, directed by John Carpenter. Kurt Russell is trapped in Antarctica, and this little alien thing keeps shape-shifting. It's really cool.
It's Jeff Goldblum's The Fly all along.
Right? The Fly was in all of us. Number 3 is American... Oh, you know what? I'm going to take The Thing out. The Thing ain't in the top 5 no more. We're going to put Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper. Although I would say that Steven Spielberg actually directed it. It is...
Why would we bump out The Thing and not just bump down The Fly to number 6?
I have a confession. I forgot what number 4 was going to be, and then The Thing was just on my shelf, so I'm like, that'll work. But The Thing's a great movie. That'd be in the top 10. But Poltergeist is one of the few horror movies I would say is charming and bring the whole family. It's fun. Number 3 is American Werewolf in London, because it's a dark comedy from the director of the Blues Brothers, who's actually slaughtered people himself.
It's playing in the Dollar Theater here in 2 weeks. You should go. I'm definitely going to go see it.
Yes, you should go.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, you want to go with me? I'll be there then.
Yeah.
Hunter and I were going to go. You should come with.
That would be nice.
Okay, you are invited. Number 2 is Alien because I love it, and then number 1 would probably be The Shining.
I thought about adding The Shining. I've only seen it once, so I can't really say it's one of my favorites, but it is just wonderful.
It's a great
Confession,
movie.
I have not actually watched The Shining.
I thought you were with us when we were watching it.
Yeah, we watched it in our apartment.
No, I was down in my room.
Probably watching Once Upon a Time on a Sunday.
Probably.
Anyway, Mason, your favorite Halloween movies?
Well, I definitely enjoy Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
I thought they met the Wolfman.
They meet.
Well,
all
in the same film.
movie.
They meet
like
all
Different
the
movie.
monsters in this one.
No, they meet the Wolfman,
Do
Dracula,
they
and
meet
Frankenstein.
Jack the Ripper?
No. No.
Next time.
But that's a great one. I like to watch that. As I'm getting older, another 2 movies I'm really liking for Halloween are Addams Family Values.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow.
That's a good movie.
Oh,
That's a horror.
I've wanted to watch that one. Can I tell
Yeah.
you guys a secret Halloween confession?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like A Nightmare Before Christmas.
And I hate Hocus Pocus.
We just
It's
lost
okay.
at least 2 followers, which is a big deal since we only have 6.
That's that's a third of them, man. Good job, Winnie. Why don't you like it? Do tell us.
It's just, I don't know. It's been built up to me for so long, and I just watched it for the first time last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a simple story.
It's great.
I was hoping for something with more depth,
Oh no.
and it's
No.
really just a storybook film.
It is.
No,
it
it really
charming.
is. It's really just it's like one of those like those Christmas holiday specials that are claymation or whatever,
Mhm.
but just for Halloween. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's enjoyable, and that's what's
Oh,
so
yeah.
charming I think about it is because it's almost like a feature length holiday special, but presented by Hot Topic.
Yeah, maybe if I watch it a second time, I'll like it more.
I
just
think you
let
should give it
down
another
the first
chance.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Go in with
Toby
that
loves it,
mindset.
so she'll probably have me watch it again. I know she's gonna have me watch it again this year, so
That a girl.
I'll come at it again. Let's get into the movies. Mace, since this was your week's theme, you pick who goes first.
I would just like to get mine over with, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then we'll go to then we're gonna go to Lakaitis, then to Yeti. Is that all right?
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
So here, since I gave you the film, do you want me to introduce it?
Go ahead, bud. Go ahead, friend.
So since the theme was spooky-esque Halloween films, I decided to give Mason a movie that could at least relate to the film he watched last time, which was Scooby-Doo. So I decided to give him Scooby-Doo 2. I don't know the rest of it.
Monsters Unleashed.
I thought it was Electric Boogaloo, but yeah.
That
So
works.
this is gonna be the fastest review.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, don't worry. I watched clips, so I can ask you questions.
I have seen this film recently, so this works.
okay. I'm gonna save everyone some time.
Okay.
If you want something a little more in depth, watch the Nostalgia Critic review on it.
Ooh.
So James Gunn.
Uh-huh.
Back at
You
it
know-
again with them Scooby-Doo scripts.
Oh. So you know how he wrote Guardians of the Galaxy and it was exciting and new, and then when he came back for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, instead of just kind of following traditional tropes and stuff, he actually made the characters grow in that there was an arc to each of those characters that followed through from the first film and even were succinct enough for their own film, and really grew the mythology as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what you're getting at here is he did the same thing for the Scooby-Doo film.
That did not happen here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Did we watch the same film, Mason?
So you know how at the beginning starts in the first Scooby-Doo film.
Uh-huh.
It starts with them solving a mystery and
With
then
Pamela
it kinda
Anderson, I might
Well,
add.
yes, I would. So then it kind of goes on, and it has to do with them kind of overcoming their egos, and Scooby and Shaggy have to go off on their own to kind of solve part of it, and there's a little bit of misdirection. There's a flashback in there, and then in the end it's revealed that, oh, this person in front of you the whole time obviously was responsible, and oh my gosh, it related to the flashback in the middle. Did you remember that in the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Good, you've watched Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah.
So Scrappy Doo
So-
is back in action, right?
No.
No,
Those are
I
Looney
know
Tunes.
Scrappy's not in this. Seth
Um,
Green, though.
But
you know,
the
he-
Tasmanian
Seth Green
Devil is in it, though.
I think the
Yeah.
only thing I can thank this movie for is it may be responsible for the reason why Seth Green is Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
in,
which I am okay
the Marvel
with.
universe.
I hope they-
yeah.
I hope they get a show or something out of that because that's too perfect.
I honestly would love Howard the Duck, either one-offs like little shorts before
Oh,
the
yeah.
movies or actual
Oh yeah,
movie. I'm very much open to it. But anyway, getting to the point.
I would love to
Um,
see him open a detective shop on Earth. I
That'd be-
think that would be.
Oh
great.
my
Great.
gosh, yes.
Oh no! Why even actually bother bringing him to Earth? Make a Blade Runner Marvel movie with Howard the Duck.
Oh my
I
god.
know what we're writing next.
But yeah, so to get into it, they open up a museum with all of the costumes from crooks that they've unmasked over the years. And actually, the costumes for all of those are actually really cool, and I love the references. But
I was going to say, I feel like from what I watched in the second one, this does a better job of being a love letter to Scooby-Doo and
Absolutely.
actually tying into the old cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
true. You know, it has a ton of references, but it's just not good still, though. I mean, there's
No.
framework of stuff, but it came out in 2004. It has a lot of 2004 tropes, and it just was not there still. And you know, you think maybe a second go ahead they might get it, but nah, that is not the case. I still find, you know, parts of the I love the production design itself. I find Shaggy endearing, and Velma. I think the two actors, you know, playing them are great. Which I mentioned them in the past. I just don't remember them off the top of my head.
Right. No,
Matthew
you said it in
Lillard.
the last episode.
Matthew Lillard. I know was Shaggy. But
Tyler, what did you think of the Tasmanian Devil popping up in this?
yeah,
It wasn't the worst cameo. If he had been CGI, I would have been more upset. But I'm like, whatever.
yeah, he was animated. That was kind of cool. I still can't stand this version of Scooby. I don't think he's authentic to the cartoon for some reason. There's just something there's a disconnect. And it's not like he's horrible or anything like that. It just doesn't feel like real Scooby. Maybe just because
Right.
it's CGI. I don't know, but something's still not connecting there. I have
Real
no
quick,
time for yeah.
while we're talking about the Tasmanian Devil, can we just appreciate Looney Tunes back in action and the middle finger it gives the first Scooby-Doo movie?
It
Does
does?
it?
Yeah, do you not remember? Okay, so at one point they're at a fancy restaurant or something, and Scooby and Shaggy, like the animated versions, are sitting there with
right.
Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
Yeah, no, keep going. Explain.
Oh, Shaggy's just yelling at him about not staying true to his character, and if he goofs on him in the sequel, he's coming after him. And I'm like, that was good. Good for you, Looney Tunes back in action.
But yeah, I have no time for Freddie Prinze Jr. as Shaggy, or not, or as
As
Fred.
Fred.
Excuse me. Yeah, as Fred. It's definitely more Scooby Doo than the first one. But
They take the old
that doesn't make
cartoon theme song and give it a rock version at the end, right?
They
They
always
did in
do
the
that.
first one. They did in the last.
They
one.
always do that.
I remember
I
seeing it
didn't
as a
watch any
kid.
clips from the first one before this, but I just wanted to bring this up because it's a shame to take the old one and try and do the rock version, or a modern, because at the time the modern Scooby-Doo cartoon had one of the best cartoon theme songs of all time.
What
Seriously?
was that?
Yeah,
No, it
What's Your
didn't.
Scooby-Doo?
Oh, I
What?
like that song actually.
I'm not going to sing it because I'd ruin it, but it's really good.
It's not
What's the
really.
Scooby Doo? They're coming after you.
Oh my gosh, stop. We're gonna get
solve
flagged for
that
copyright.
mystery.
Yeah. No, you can do 5 seconds.
Okay. No, that is the rule.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just there's still it's still very disingenuine. I like the only thing that's cool is the references to the monsters. I think the plot itself is there's framework for it to be cool. Basically, what's happening is a villain is bringing the costumes and in turn the monsters to life, and that's
Right.
actually really an interesting idea, but it's
Yeah.
just handled incredibly poorly.
Uh-huh.
There's
Did
no
they
depth.
explain how a normal human being is able to do that?
I don't know. I think they had a flashback that had to do with
No,
Ian,
the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond is doing it somehow. I thought.
No. He was a red herring along with like two other people.
Gotcha.
Oh, Seth Green was a red herring. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember coming out of the movie.
I remember there's a monster made entirely out of electricity.
Yeah.
And Daphne goes to fight it using karate.
What?
And it's just she's not immediately electrocuted,
but she's throwing a good pace.
Yeah, I'm just like that's not a good idea. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a cotton candy monster too, or did I imagine that?
Yeah,
no, there was
Skaggy and Shooby. Like,
Are you drunk?
Scooby and Shaggy eat them alive.
Scooby fire cotton candy monster.
But yeah, so I remember coming out of the movie, like when I saw
You came out at that movie? Mom, Dad, Scooby-Doo 2 sucked and I'm kidding.
I'm a married spud.
It's Freddie Prinze Jr. I can't help it.
Oh,
your monster was unleashed. Okay, I
I remember walking out of the movie.
Is it my turn yet?
Very disheartened, and I was like 10 years old at the time. So, that actually, like thinking back on it, I remember being depressed coming out of that movie. So that actually may be the first movie that I actually didn't like. Come to think of it.
Seriously?
Well, thank God I got Buckaroo Banzai. Not Scooby-Doo 2.
movies last time.
Actually, okay, so since the last episode, I realized, because I've been using Letterboxd to like keep track of the movies I've seen, and I was really excited to see, my 1000th film. So I had been keeping track, and then I realized, there are a couple movies I haven't put on the list yet, so I put them in, but that bumped me over 1,000. So like, shoot, I missed it. At least, what was my 1000th movie? Turns out, the 1000th. Why can't I say 1000th?
Either way.
Anyway, that movie was Buckaroo Banzai.
I thought it was going to be
Rhinestone. Kind of magical,
Stone.
Isn't it?
Man.
It was a combination of, well, at least it was that one. It could have been worse, to disappointment that I didn't get to hand pick which movie I would see.
Yeah.
I was going to do like a Kubrick that I hadn't seen or something, some marvelous film that I just had missed. But nope, I get the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension. Shh, you didn't hear that.
What was that?
All right.
I messed up on adventure.
So anyway, that was Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Please take them back.
Would you recommend the film?
No, I wouldn't. I mean,
Would you recommend burning the film?
I wouldn't it exists.
Okay.
It's not.
I get that.
Mason, every episode, one of us wins, one of us loses, and one of us gets away with it. Where do you think you stand compared to the other two movies?
I forget.
I got the worst witch.
Yeah, I think you lost.
I think I was in the middle.
Okay, you got away with it. I think I won, but we'll get there.
I think I give good films. I think the bottom line is that I give good films.
Yeah, Mason, we'll get to that, but I think you misunderstand what this podcast is about. But we'll come to that when it's Tyler's turn. For me, I was given 1986 The Worst Witch.
You're welcome.
Really, I just got Harry Potter condensed and gender flipped.
But it's a musical from the 80s. It's a television movie with Tim Curry.
I don't really know if it's a musical when there's only like 3, maybe 4 songs.
Have a lovely day.
2 at the beginning, 2 at the end. I can't... Okay, so I found out this movie, it's a made-for-TV BBC film.
Oh,
but
it's
based
British?
on a series of books that came out in 1970s. And I think Harry Potter just stole from this completely. J.K. Rowling read these books and just gender flipped the whole thing.
That J.K. Rowling is a hack. Let the record show.
I'm not saying that
there
entirely,
go the rest
but
of
I'm
our
saying...
fans.
Yeah. What little were still around. He's insulting Harry Potter! So, let's see. Yeah, no, like, these characters are almost beat for beat some Harry Potter characters. Like the main character Mildred is a total Harry Potter type. She's not ready to be a witch. It's her first year. She's still kind of learning. She has that one professor that doesn't like her, Professor Hardbroom. And
Beg pardon?
yes, her Snape, if you will, is called Professor Hardbroom.
Hard broom.
Yes.
Oh
it's
my.
interesting. She begins every school day by riding her broom up to the bell tower to ring the bell with her wand. And, like, I don't get that. I feel like just, pulling on a rope like a normal bell tower would be a lot easier. But she feels she has to fly up all the way on her broom to ring the bell by hand.
On her broom or on her hard broom?
Well, it's not a floppy broom.
Wait, what?
I don't know what part you're missing here, Tyler. Her name's Hard Broom. She's riding a broom. It's a witch joke.
I get the broom part. It's the hard one that's throwing me off. Did you wash? Now we're all drunk. It's great. Did you watch The Right Worst Witch? I'm Professor Hardbroom.
What? Okay, I found there are other Worst Witch TV series.
Okay.
But the one you gave me, the one with Tim Curry in it,
Okay,
is
no,
an old made-for-TV movie. One of the characters' name is Hardbroom.
I think I would have remembered that. That's shocking. All right.
Yeah, no, it's weird. And, there's a Dumbledore-esque school leader.
What's his name?
What is her name? Something, what is
Wobbly
it? Something
Wong?
Cackle. Because they all go to Cackle Academy.
Cackle Academy. So who in this Harry Potter analogy would Tim Curry be? Is he Voldemort? I'd love it if he's Voldemort.
No, Cackle's evil sister Agatha is the Voldemort. It's the same thing where they want to take over the schools, but I don't understand why evil wizards and witches want to take over schools, because schools don't, hold any power.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they want the building, I guess? I don't know. So, yeah, Mildred, she's got some stuff going on. They're all trying to learn to be witches. They have the jerk character named Ethel. Her and Mildred don't get along. At one point, Mildred accidentally turns her into a pig.
Wait, the jerk character's name is Ethel?
What?
The jerk character's name is Ethel?
Yes, that is her name.
Is she elderly?
No, they're all in the same class.
How old are these kids?
I don't know. They just started middle school, it seems. The movie didn't share a lot of information. It took me till about the end of the movie to realize the school was named the Cackle Academy.
Did they not say it a lot?
No, they didn't say it at all. They expect you to know the source material going in.
So you have to be a hardcore Worst Witch aficionado to really...
Are we stealing JonTron jokes? Is that what we just did?
I think we did.
Oh, well. So, let's see. We find out, the evil twin sister wants to take over the school. Her plan's really dumb because we see her at the beginning. Then Mildred has to learn how to fly a broom. She gets a cat. They play this weird hide and seek. The evil witch, she is in the woods. They are just getting drunk.
No.
Their plan is to sit in the woods getting drunk till Halloween.
It's a feeling
when they know
picture.
the school's going to have a big Halloween party. And then they'll come in the next day while everyone's still sleeping off the party, turn them all into frogs, and then they'll have the school.
That's her plan?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And, it's an okay plan.
I guess.
If you turn everyone into frogs, they can't really fight back. But why do you want a school? Not to teach, because you've turned all the students into frogs. Schools don't help you rule over anything else. She won't be able to take over the rest of the wizarding community. Why a school?
Maybe she had a school and she just wanted accreditation?
Wait. Now you're making me curious. Why did Voldemort attack Hogwarts?
To kill Harry, right?
No.
At least Harry Potter had a bit more sense. To get rid of the one that would ruin him and then take over the rest of the wizarding world. Agatha here just wants the school. That's the only thing she talks about.
It's a school?
It's a school, and she wants it.
Is it a big school?
No, it looks like an old church that also has a school attached to it. It's not that big.
Maybe she'd like to renovate
I can also
it.
tell you this.
Uh-huh.
Everyone at this school has the hots for Tim Curry.
Who doesn't?
But like they're looking at all these pictures. Like there's a giant painting of Tim Curry
Who
in
is
their
Tim
dining
Curry
hall.
in? Who is he in the minutia
Oh,
of this story?
he's the Grand Wizard. He's the head of all
Oh.
wizards, and he's coming to their school on Halloween to see their Halloween show.
Ah.
Ah.
But it's weird because the painting of Tim Curry, I feel like doesn't look like Tim Curry because I think they wanted to get David Bowie.
Well, good luck.
I mean, the paint. It looks like they got the painting about 80% done, and the director comes and says, "Look, guys, Bowie ain't doing it. We got Tim Curry instead. Just put Tim Curry's hair on David Bowie's face, and we'll call it good."
I mean, it could work. I mean, if this was late '70s, early '80s, that could work.
True.
There's a scene where they're all fighting over just a little photo of Tim Curry, and then Hardbroom takes it from all the girls, and she keeps it quite passionately.
So everyone's got the hots for Tim Curry. It's amazing.
There's literally a line in the film that says, "He makes me feel squishy inside."
Oh no.
Oh no!
She was
This
the
is a
worst
family
witch.
picture.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of terrible CGI. Well, not even CGI because it's
1986.
It's the 80s BBC. But it's a lot of bad green screen of girls sitting on brooms flying around.
Oh boy!
It's funny because all the cats are just people saying meow.
Nuh-uh.
So
What?
like if the cats are riding on the broom and like Mildred starts to crash, you just hear the cat going meow 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 meow.
Wait, is it actually a person playing the cat?
And a cat suit?
No, there's a cat on set, but the
Oh.
ADR just people
Oh, okay.
trying to do cat
Oh.
noises.
I thought you had like a bunch of people crawling around in cat costumes going meow.
No, it's not the BBC's interpretation of Lion, the Witch, and
We
the
need to
Wardrobe. This is
review
the
all
worst
those,
witch.
by the way.
Oh, I would love to
At
do that
some
as just
point.
a series.
I'm
James
Lucy.
Lyon-
So let's see. Let's jump to the end. I've covered pretty much
Actually love-
everything I want to talk
actually,
about.
really quick, I love the BBC's Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, we all do.
Oh,
we all do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's incredibly charming. I
the
still remember the theme
wolves
song.
scare my sister to this day. Like she's terrified of them.
Seriously?
I
Yeah.
remember them.
Oh yeah, because it's like people in wolf costumes.
Yeah.
You know how things that like a wolf itself isn't that scary, but a person dressed up as a wolf, but we're supposed to assume that's an actual wolf.
Like
is
a
kind
wolf
of freaky.
man.
Wolfman.
Mr. Wolfman, please.
It's the uncanny valley.
Oh, it's the Uncanny Valley. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing with that,
Uh-huh.
and it really freaked her out, and I see why.
I don't
But
know
like
if that's Uncanny Valley, but
the
okay.
grown people dressed as beavers is really funny.
That is
so
funny.
great.
They just have a giant stuffed lion that they wheel around for Aslan.
Remember when he's like flying?
Yes.
yeah.
It's
My
fantastic.
dad and I still quote that movie to each other. Children. So let's see. So yeah, Halloween comes. Tim Curry shows up. He does the weird LSD music video
Mhm.
that it's basically the best LSD Windows Movie Maker could provide.
Right.
That's what it looks like. You can tell he's struggling towards the end of the song. Well, not him, but the writer's trying to find things that rhyme with Halloween. Like,
Huh.
literally one of the lyrics is, "Where is my tambourine?
No,
Your sister might be turned into a sardine. All
What?
this on Halloween."
Doesn't he have like a cool little cape?
It's not a good song.
Got like a little back cape.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does have a back
it's
cape
weird.
and like a white suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ethel curses Mildred's broom, so when they're doing their little flight show, she crashes. Tim Curry's like, "What is going on? I'm leaving. I've got another gig," and he just flies off.
I have to ask, how long is he in the movie for? 5 minutes?
I'd say 5-10 minutes. He comes back later, which surprised me. I thought he'd be in this scene and this scene alone.
Does he fly off with or without a broom? This is very important to me.
No, he just flies. He extends his cape and flies off.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
I want.
That's
Oh
the
my
best
gosh,
way a
that's
Tim
great.
Curry could fly.
He looks like a giant flying mushroom. I think that's the best way I can put it.
He probably had a few
Alright.
mushrooms
well.
on his pizza.
So the next day, Mildred sneaks out. She's going to run away. She's quitting the school. She feels like, she's never going to learn to be a good witch. But running away, she runs into the woods and finds Agatha and her little crew of like 6 other witches that are going to take over the school. So Agatha's like, "Oh no, I'm going to." No, not Agatha. Mildred's going to. Mildred, I'll turn them into snails so they can't take over the school. So they find the evil witches see her. They come at her and they're going to turn her into a frog. So Agatha just kind of screams at her, which I think is supposed to be the spell, but it doesn't work. Mildred's still not a frog. So she's going to do it again, but you know how the villains can never shoot straight? So they don't shoot the hero? Uh-huh. Literally, one of the other witches go to Agatha and, no, don't turn her into a frog. Use the buckshot spell to freak her out.
What?
Huh.
So this spell is literally just making sparks and fire fly all around her, but nothing's hitting her.
Okay.
Huh.
So Mildred has enough time to turn them all into snails.
Not frogs.
No, because she's a good witch. Not a bad witch.
Who's the worst witch?
We're not going to go full frog here. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they intentionally wrote in that they just miss constantly so that the hero can get in the winning shot.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever seen it purposely put in a film and not just there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So Mildred picks them all up, puts them into her Acme spell box.
Huh.
Really?
Brings them back. Yep, the day is saved. And Tim Curry reveals, well, by her being the worst witch, she ended up being the best witch all along. And, you know, she gets her dream and she gets to fly around with Tim Curry. He gives her private flying lessons.
Oh.
And it ends with another song about being a good witch.
Well, that sounds downright delightful.
That is the worst witch. So ultimately, I would say, don't go back and watch this movie. Go back, read the books. They've done some television series of this since then. And, like, the story and the material is there. It's just not in this movie.
Who are these books aimed at?
Children,
girls.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, I would say middle school girls that like witches and witchcraft. Like,
so you're telling our audience to go seek these books out?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have a broad audience one day that comes back and listens to episode 2.
More like an audience of broads.
Tyler, maybe your sister will like them. I don't know.
Don't Weinstein this up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did we go from Tyler's sister to Harvey Weinstein?
No, not the Weinstein part. Or not his sister. It's his sister.
Oh, I think... Oh, okay, so the main girl, Mason, you might like this. She's Dorothy from Return to Neverland.
I mean,
Return to Oz.
I'm like, there's no Dorothy in Neverland.
Wendy's daughter?
You were feeding me lies, boy. Oh, okay, cool. She's British?
I have no clue.
Does she have a British accent in it?
I wasn't paying that close attention.
Okay.
I think there's also a Wizard of Oz reference in this.
Huh.
Because they spill water on one of the other girls and they think she's bleeding, but it turns out they just spilled ketchup on her.
Oh.
Like, it's like a minute thing, but it's not relevant to anything else going on. I just feel like it's a Wizard of Oz reference that is very poorly done.
Well, here's the thing. Return to Oz came out the same year as that movie. 1986, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, it did. Or was that 85? I don't care.
Maybe that'll be a movie we discuss one time.
Oh, I hope not.
I loved Return to Oz. You didn't like it?
Me too.
I was so bored by it.
Ugh.
Not if you had been 7 years old
boring.
when you had first watched it.
Yeah, no, see, I didn't see it till college, so I have no nostalgia for it.
So is
anyway,
that
so that's the worst witch. It's there if you want it. You don't want it.
All right, Mr.
Yeah.
Yaney. For our Halloween episode, I gave you Phantom of the Paradise.
And it was amazing. It is insane.
I'm so glad.
Now, Mason, you know this is supposed to be a bad movie podcast,
well,
right?
Listen,
I'm here. It is a schlock movie, and it is a mess of a film.
It is a schlock movie.
It is a mess. Like, I think it's good in that it's exactly what it wants to be.
Yeah.
but like it was not well received when it first came out, and it slowly developed a cult following, like Rocky Horror.
Mm-hmm.
Or Buckaroo Banzai.
Like, same
Or
with that.
oddly,
Same with
Toxic Avenger.
that.
You can't reference Toxic Avenger. That was in our test episode.
That was
No
in
one
our
gets that.
test
Good
episode.
reference
Maybe
to
we'll
test
release that
episode.
someday.
People should watch that eventually. Well, I can't watch it. It's a podcast.
We'll release it.
Yeah. And anyways, Phantom
Anyway,
of the Paradise. Let me try to walk you through this insanity. You ready?
Go
Buckle
for
up,
it.
kids. Here we go. So, I forget all the names, so bear with me here. So the
Winslow.
main guy is auditioning, I guess, to open up in this new club that's going to be open called Paradise, and he's auditioning for Paul Williams, who's called the Swan, or he's Swan, I guess, is his last name. And Paul Williams is like, I like his song, but I hate him. So he steals his song and auditions lots of sexy ladies and gets...
so you're saying it becomes a swan song?
They
Let him
they
tell
make
the
that
story.
joke in the film. It's okay.
Oh, darn it.
No, but, and the guy's like, you cannot steal my song. 'Tis illegal. But this guy's, like, really powerful. So Paul Williams, like, frames him and puts him in prison. So he's all real mad. So he storms into the Paul Williams' little studio and somehow gets his head in, like, a record pressing machine. And half his face is burned, like the Phantom of the Opera. So...
This is Paul Williams, the guy that did Rainbow
yes,
Connection, right?
he was in Baby Driver recently.
Yes, he
as
was.
the butcher, the arms dealer.
I lost my mind when I saw him.
We all did. I'm like, why is Paul Williams in this? All right.
It was fantastic. Well, but I went into the movie thinking of Swan when I saw him because I honestly, I love this movie, so I was really excited.
Paul Williams is the star of this film. He writes and performs all the songs. Maybe not all the songs, but most of them. Like, he doesn't play the Phantom, but he is the singing voice of the Phantom. But anyways, there's so much more movie to get into. Okay, so basically he becomes a Phantom of the Opera like ripoff if like the Phantom of the Opera was like crossed with Birdman. But because he looks like Birdman.
Oh, yeah, I saw the picture you posted. He does look like Birdman.
Yes, he looks like Birdman, but he's got like a Darth Vader RoboCop thing because his vocal cords have been ruined. So Paul Williams gives him like this little box so he can talk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul Williams like, well, because he goes to kill Paul Williams at the Paradise because he's been using his song and stuff. But at the same time, he becomes fascinated with this woman called Phoenix, I think.
Yep.
So
Fetus?
Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Okay, all right, that makes
yeah.
more sense. I didn't know how out there this film was.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. So he tries to kill Paul Williams, and Paul Williams is like, hey, I can still use you to write songs. So he gives him like this blood contract that he signs with blood. And he writes all the music and stuff. And he says, all right, I'll do this, but only if Phoenix can sing all the songs. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. But instead they get this massive homosexual stereotype called beef. And it's hilarious.
Okay.
But he would never pass in today's movies. So, and they have this whole... So after Paul Williams steals all... Mason, feel free to jump in at any point, because I
No, this is your rodeo.
I know, but engage me in conversation, because I can't wait to see why you love this film and then why I love this film. But, so basically, he attacks the gay man in the shower with a plunger, and it's like, no one can sing my songs but Phoenix. And the gay guy's like, yeah, sure, man. So, Beef flees, but then Paul Williams' little lackey's like, you can't go. So, the Phantom kills Beef on stage. And...
Yep.
Oh, this film is insane. Okay, so Paul Williams gets involved with Phoenix and like tries to, and then we discover, and like the picture of Dorian Gray, like little plot point. There's a video cassette that Paul Williams in the bathtub selling his soul to the devil, so he'll look like Paul Williams forever and ever.
I'm so confused. What?
Oh,
yeah. So what they find this Swan has Winslow, who's
That's
the Phantom,
his name.
sign
Yes.
like a blood
Yes.
contract to him. But then later on, we see a cassette where Swan much earlier on, long time ago, was filming himself as he was about to kill himself
Like you do.
he didn't want to grow old.
Like you do.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to grow old. So his reflection starts talking back to him, which is like the devil. Sells
In the recording?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, in real life too, I guess.
Signs a contract.
It's interesting the camera would pick that up.
No, yeah. Here's the thing: like, it switches camera angles, and they never explain how it does that.
Yeah. Well, he was rich. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So he signs a contract, so he'd never grow old. So, do you mind if I pick up a little bit here?
No,
No, go for it.
I watched this while I was working, which was because I totally forgot we were doing this, so I had to watch it.
Because both of those contracts are signed, neither of them can die. And at one point, Winslow tries to kill himself because he realizes he's lost Phoenix to Swan. And he can't die. He stabs himself and he bleeds, but nothing happens. So he realizes that I think he's working.
Well,
with
he took
somebody.
a stab at it, and that's what counts.
Yes.
Oh, Mason, can I talk about Paul Williams' creepy zombie face?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain why that happens? Because I was kind of confused. Okay, so the finale of the movie is that he stages a wedding with Phoenix, but he's also going to assassinate her for some reason. And I don't know why he wanted to do that. And Paul Williams has like this silver mask on his face that when the Phantom rips it off, he's got like a creepy Paul Williams zombie face, and I don't know why that was either.
So I think what happened is they had to destroy the contract.
Oh no! Wait, no. He destroys the video because it's like the picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so once that's destroyed, Dorian Gray, basically Dorian Gray's Swan, and his face starts like falling up, apart basically. And then also since that contract is destroyed, the contract between Swan and Winslow is null and void, and obviously his wound opens back up and he bleeds out.
And that's the film.
Yeah,
I followed absolutely none of that, but
it's insanity. But you have to watch it. I'm gonna put it out there and lose the rest of our audience. Whoever's still listening, I did not care for Rocky Horror. I understand kind of why it's popular, but like for whatever reason, it just didn't grab me. This is the movie I wanted Rocky Horror to be. Like, it's weird in all the right ways.
I can see where you're coming from there.
It's amazing.
It sounds like it has a Buckaroo Banzai quality to it, where it's just weirdness.
Oh, totally. But with songs.
Yeah.
All right, I might check it out.
Yeah, there's a Shout Factory Blu-ray I'm going to try to get, because it's...
So what did you like so much about this movie?
First of all, the lead, and Paul Williams is amazing and is the whole reason you should watch it, but I thought the lead, before he transformed into the Phantom, was very charming. Charmingly naive. I like the songs a lot, and they're all Paul Williams, and they're great.
I still have, one thing I really love about it are the songs. I have a lot of them saved on my Spotify. I listen to them. They're pretty great.
Which song from the film was your favorite?
Well, there was a scene that is not in the movie, where it's a funeral for Beef after the Phantom kills him.
Oh, they cut out Beef's funeral? That would have been great.
Yeah, and there's a song that, got in the end, it got moved to the credits.
No, yeah, that was my favorite song too. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's a very mean song, but it's got a good beat and it's very funky. I like Swan, what's it called? I like the song that Winslow writes. I forget the name of it. But it's like the big song that basically kicks off the whole plot.
Oh, the Faust
and then I like
song. I think it's just called Faust.
Yeah, Faust. And then I like Beef's song that he dies to.
With the goth gang.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like that one a lot. Okay. But no, to answer your question in the simplest terms possible, I like it because it's 70s schlock and it could only exist in that time period.
Absolutely.
Like, it's very much in the vein of what Rocky Horror is trying to do, but it does like a Phantom of the Opera kind of story. Even though I like this way more than Schumacher's Phantom, but I mean, that's obvious. That's just terrible. No, wait.
Well, no, I actually,
Mason, you actually
love
Schumacher's Phantom, don't you?
Yeah, it's my favorite movie musical.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, and I mean, Phantom. And this, I'm gonna mention this in my palate cleanser, but there was a
Well,
series.
shall we transition to the palate cleanser then?
Well, no, I'll just be really quick.
I feel like Tyler, you wrapped up with
No,
this
yeah,
one?
I think I won this one because this was amazing.
Oh, definitely.
This was so good.
Definitely. I'd argue that Mason lost because there was nothing in The Worst Witch that made me like groan. I think I laughed a couple times just how ridiculous
I
it
would
was.
rather sit through Scooby-Doo 2 again because I've seen all three of these movies that we discuss, and
I don't know. Like, this is a good bad movie to steal from another podcast. I feel like The Worst Witch is, if you like watching dumb stuff,
Or Tim Curry.
you can get away. You can pass an hour with Worst Witch.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, because I mean, his film has Tim Curry, mine does not.
Oh,
So,
you got me. You got me there. Yeah.
Tim
so-
Curry always trumps a Seth
And
Green.
just to follow up with what you said about why, like, me kind of giving good films, what I'm trying to do here is, first off, the film, honestly, I mean, Phantom of the Paradise, it's a Brian De Palma film. It is wacky. It's very strange. It's very unconventional. It is, Phantom of the Opera. It's related to that, so it kind of works for the Halloween theme. But I just want to make sure we're introducing all sorts of films. Yeah, it's fun to complain about bad movies, but it's important to also be looking at just the weird outliers
That's
as
true.
well,
That
and good
is very
films now and
true.
then. So
That's
I'm here to
true.
celebrate
That's nice
movies.
of you. Honestly, I'm just trying to drive you too insane with bad movies. But that's nice, Mason.
I'm sure you will.
All right, let's get to the palate
Okay.
cleanser then. This is the part where we have had some terrible movies in our mouth, and it's time to clean it out with some stuff that we've been enjoying. Mason, it sounds like you want to go first.
Sure. This isn't a recent thing, but it's related to the movie I gave. There is, it's a series on YouTube, but I believe she has her own site as well. Some people know her as the Nostalgia Chick. I believe her name's Lindsay Ellis. But lately she's been doing retrospectives on characters, just any kind of character in pop culture, and even some
she
historical
does
people.
great like half-hour video essays on
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
they're great.
she's actually pretty incredible. She did one recently, just about tropes and themes in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 that I
No,
absolutely
that was an excellent
Relating
video.
to
I'm glad you've seen that one.
Yeah. But relating to this one, she did a 2-part series on the history of the character of the Phantom of the Opera. And I'm a huge fan of the Phantom, not just the musical, but just I read the book as a kid. I very much like the character. So she gives a very in-depth look from the inception of the character by Gaston Leroux all the way to today. And it talks about Phantom of the Paradise. It talks about the Schumacher movie. How she basically has it cut up is before and after the Broadway musical, since that is sort of the linchpin of how the character is identified as now. So it's really interesting, and it kind of sheds light on on one of those classic movie monsters that isn't talked about a lot, and quite honestly, I don't think talked about enough, because I think at his core, the story of the Phantom is something that is really poignant and special.
Nice.
Very nice. Tyler, what would you like to recommend?
I have two things actually, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. So I recently got the Mad Max box set that has all 4 films, and with that
Very nice.
is a 2-hour, I think 2.5 hour actually, documentary on the making of the first Mad Max, which I'm a huge fan of because it is. It was made for like super low budget, like $400,000.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah, that's low budget.
yeah,
Pocket change, really.
and just to see the history, like how dangerous this movie was and the risk they took.
Oh, totally.
It's incredible. So definitely recommend that. It's called The Madness of Max, and it can be found on that set. I don't know if it's if you can find it with just the movie Mad Max. I doubt it, but because I think that was special for the set. But definitely check that out. And then I also watched I got a Criterion this week I kind of want to talk about.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a film called Thief, and it stars James Caan, and it's from...
Okay.
really
quick, just for the people who don't know, what's a Criterion?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, first of all, okay, well, this is good. This is a good little plug. Okay, because November's coming up, and we all know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Criterion has been around since the 80s, and they started out putting movies on Laserdisc and giving them all the bells and whistles in terms of excellent transfers with enhanced picture and sound and loads of special features. And Criterion is actually the reason we have DVD commentaries, because their Laserdisc commentaries is kind of what started that.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing like that on the home video market before they started putting them out. So then they transitioned to DVD, and now they have Blu-rays out, and they have independent films, important films, foreign films, just art house stuff, and sometimes they do a little bit more mainstream, like The Breakfast Club is coming out soon.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
But I think in their own way, they're all very much have something very important
they
from, and landmark films.
Unless it's Armageddon, which is on the Criterion Collection for some reason.
Really?
They have a good reason for why each and every film on there is put there and why it's important. And they have a 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble, which is, I guess, our plug of the episode, every July and November.
Always good.
Mm-hmm.
Always something I spend a lot of money on.
I do too. Next month I will be picking up a couple.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies is on Criterion. I don't want to plug it or recommend it yet. I want it to be relevant, but
my wife and I got the that Barnes and Noble membership card.
Yes.
I think there's an annual fee for it, but it is, I think, like 10 or 30% off your purchase, and it can go on top of other things.
Yeah, I use my mother-in-law's. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Smart.
yeah, it's actually pretty great. So, yeah, so I mean, it is, if you're really into those Criterion films or just movies or books or even records now in general, it's actually a pretty great investment.
Oh yeah, pops.
Great.
They have tons of pops.
So for my palate cleanser, I'm going to recommend.
Hey, I didn't get to talk about the movie I was gonna.
Wait, didn't you? Oh, then go ahead.
You told me to plug Criterion, and I never got to talk about the freaking movie.
My bad. I thought you were recommending Criterion for a second. Now I'm being the Mason. Go ahead, bud.
All right, it's a 1981 movie called Thief, and it has a all synthesizer score by Tangerine Dream. And it's I want to call it a neo-noir, and how it's made and how it's lit, and it's about a safecracker played by James Caan.
Okay.
And
okay,
highly recommended. It's very stylized, and it's very atmospheric, and yeah, I mean,
is it like that Disney movie, No Deposit, No Return, where Don Knotts plays a safecracker?
I wish. If James Caan and Don Knotts were in a buddy like safecracker movie, I would watch the heck out of that.
That would be amazing.
Oh, but we can't do that no more because one of them's not here and one of them's on the way out. So
yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
But Don will live in our hearts forever.
Truth.
All right, am I good or am I cutting anyone off?
All right, so what's your palate cleanser?
All right.
No, yeah, go ahead.
So instead of a movie, I'm going to recommend a video game. I have been playing Batman: The Telltale series.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2 of Season 2 just came out, so I haven't played that yet, but I've been playing Season 1, and it's so much fun. It's one of those games, it's a point-and-click adventure game where your choices actually affect the storyline.
Now, if I can interrupt for a minute.
Yeah.
This is for the iPad, right?
It's on iPad, and it's also on the PlayStation Network and Xbox.
Okay, but if you get it for the iPad, it's a point-and-tap adventure game.
Yeah, but it still plays the same, just there are less background characters, I believe. Anyway, going in, I didn't think my choices would affect the game too much, but it was really interesting because I played through the whole thing, and, you have Cobblepot as Penguin, Harvey Dent as Two-Face, and Catwoman's in it. But I played it, and Harvey Dent actually never becomes Two-Face fully because of the choices I was able to make.
No way.
Yeah, he still goes a little crazy, and but you can talk him down, and he just kind of goes to Arkham for, to be medicated or whatever,
Is there a way to just play the game safe and his parents never die and no one becomes a supervillain and everyone's pretty happy?
No, but it's interesting what they do with Bruce Wayne's parents. Like, it's something no one else has done anything with. Like, it doesn't have the strongest script and it's not the tightest story, but I really feel it's some of the most original ideas done with Batman since the animated series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really, really interesting concepts they put forward. Not all of them land, but it's really nice to see something new done with these characters. So I really recommend season 1. I've played the first episode of season 2. I'm really, really liking what they're doing and changing.
How's the character design and animation and such?
Again, it's Telltale, Telltale. It's Telltale.
Yeah.
So
Telltale.
it's on the cheaper side because they're cheaper, quickly made games, and they're fine. It kind of looks like 3D Archer graphics.
Okay, I can see that working.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It works for a comic book.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And again, like if you choose to play on the iPad, I can ignore the graphics and just like, okay, I'm just paying attention to the story kind of thing. I'm not looking too intently at what's passing through a table or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's playable, and I think the story and the idea is the part worth playing it for. Since we don't have letters, and we would love for anyone listening to either tweet us at artificialpod, or you can also email us at artificialpod@gmail.com. But until we start getting questions, we're going to come up with our own. And Tyler had a great idea earlier in the week. Do you remember the question you wanted to ask?
I do not.
All right.
I remember it was a very good one.
Well, it's, have you guys ever watched a movie that initially you didn't like, but upon second viewing you changed your mind and actually really did enjoy it?
Yes.
So Tyler, do you want to talk about what gave you this question? What movie did this for you?
Okay, so yes, what kind of spurred this? Because I saw Kingsman 2, just because people wanted to go see it, and I enjoyed it. So upon doing that, I revisited the first one, which our good pal Winifred here convinced me to go see with him, 2 years ago?
Yeah, yep. It was my second time going to see the movie. I enjoyed it that much.
I did not care for it because I thought it was very indulgent and violent. But then I guess, I don't know what changed, but I enjoyed it the second time because that is the point of the movie.
Well, you've become a more indulgent, violent person, I feel. So I feel you connected with the film.
I know, and that upsets me, but you're right. Because I like RoboCop and stuff, where a guy gets like shot to death in a office meeting, and you're supposed to laugh at it. And I guess that's just my sense of humor now. So just like originally when I saw it, like a bunch of people being murdered in a church didn't appeal to me, but now I think it's kind of cool. And I don't know what that says about me, but there you go.
It's an amazing scene. My jaw drops every time I watch it.
It's so great, and there's nothing in the second one that matches the energy of that scene. But, so yeah, anyways, you could also have a movie you loved, but then upon rewatch you didn't like it or hated it. So it can go either way for both of you. So I'm interested to see what you guys come up with.
Ooh,
yeah, for me, a film that I used to love that I'm not crazy about anymore is Temple of Doom. It used to be my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but as I watched it again, I don't know, the pacing I don't like. It's really slow towards the end of the second act, and I don't know, it just doesn't work.
The second act?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah. And a film that I didn't like growing up that I've come to really enjoy now is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
By Tim Burton?
No, the good one, the Gene Wilder one, man.
Oh, you mean Willy Wonka and Tom and Jerry?
Oh dear, that'll be on the show eventually, I'm sure.
I'm sure it will.
Eventually.
No, but like I hated it as a kid because like, well, this man just kills children trying to get an heir to his candy shop, and he's a jerk, and I don't understand this. But now, as I've gone back, as someone who can appreciate Gene Wilder as an actor, the songs that are in it, like. I love the setting of the town they're in before they get to the factory. I just love that old European look of it.
There is a nice build.
Oh, and the adults going crazy trying to find the golden tickets. I never got that as a kid, but it's so funny now. them trying to build machines to mathematically figure out which candy bar has the golden ticket, and then the computer turns on them. It's like, I'm not telling you.
I haven't watched that in so
I
long.
watched it again after Gene passed away, and I absolutely loved it. It's the only thing I really love about the Ready Player One trailer is that they use imagination so well as the build up song.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah. But I would always go back to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's really good. How about you, Mace?
A movie that I initially loved, I mean genuinely loved, and then upon watching it recently, I was like, I was honestly bored with it. Is Sir Richard Attenborough's Chaplin?
Oh no!
And it breaks it. No, like to be very honest with you, and like to be open, that film had a profound effect on my life, and it really inspired me. And yeah, it's honestly it's a great movie, but I watched it again recently, and I was bored. I was bored with it, unfortunately.
Mason, you and I really became friends talking about Chaplin. Charlie has always been a huge
that's a big part of it.
Filmmaking inspiration to us, and I had seen a bunch of his old films, so had you, but I had never seen Chaplin. So when you showed it to me, I was very underwhelmed. I didn't enjoy it, and that bummed me out. But you still loved it, and to hear you, talk about it being bored by it now, one makes me feel very justified in my feelings toward the film. But yeah, I can understand why that one would hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I still obviously Charlie Chaplin's still a huge hero to me.
Except when it comes to
I'm looking at that little. Well, yeah.
You too could have 5 wives.
But yeah, so that's one that kind of lost a bit of the magic. But a film that I did not like at first, but liked the second time. You two are going to get on my case about this.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm ready to pounce on that case.
I want to make it very clear that I liked it more, but it doesn't mean that I think it's a good movie. And that was Lego Batman movie.
Oh, what? You like Lego Batman to begin with?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
you are the defender of that film to me and Tyler.
No. I've got very clear opinions now on that film. The jokes that are good are I really like.
All the good jokes are in the first act.
Well, we all agree with that.
No, I think there's still some good stuff there. The second time when he is saying goodbye to Robin because he thinks like he's got to go back to the Phantom Zone, the second time watching it, I actually teared up. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why, and I'm not going to defend I'm not going to defend it.
It's
because it's okay unjustified.
Film, but it is not.
It is fine. Yeah. It is a fine film.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good.
It gets
I know it's not good.
Reviews, like it's 90% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, and it's not that great.
No.
Honestly, and Tyler and I can talk
I know
about
it's not,
this
but
now.
I liked it. I was very upset after
the
I
Lego
saw the
Ninjago movie, though. Is a lot better than Lego Batman.
It was so much fun. I was shocked at how much I like Lego Ninjago.
Yeah, and that's got 50% on
I was thinking
Tomatoes.
I was going to get that.
It is a much better film than Lego Batman. It is more evenly paced. Garmadon is a good version of Lego Batman. It's like a Goofy movie meets Megamind.
And Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Lots of Power Rangers.
It is honestly, I did not have any hopes for that film going in, and I ended up loving
Not at all. I actually went on your recommendation because I was shocked that you loved it, and I'm like, all right, I'll check this out.
The wonders of Movie Pass.
Well, all right. Yeah, seriously.
Oh, real quick, I want to do a film that I liked and then watched it again and did not care for it.
Go for it.
Batman Forever. I always thought that one was not as good as the Burton ones, but at least a solid film. No,
of course not.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I watched it recently and I was like, oh, Tommy Lee Jones, no.
Yeah.
I have a confession. That's a guilty pleasure movie.
It's not as bad as Batman and Robin, but
yeah.
it's
No,
still
no.
really bad. Like I was shocked
That's
at
a
how
guilty
bad
pleasure
it did
for me.
not hold up at all.
Let's talk about guilty pleasure films next episode, because I think I have a few that you guys would find very interesting.
Oh, we got a cliffhanger.
Exactly. So before we wrap this up, Tyler, you want to announce the theme for next theme's episode? No. Hold on. Let me go back and say that again, because I screwed that one up.
That's okay. The English language, it's hard. Okay, nobody blames you.
Tyler, do you want to introduce the theme for next week's episode?
I would be delighted. Josh.
Thank you, Tyler.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Pee Wee Herman.
My wife, Helena.
Alright, so the next theme is animal movies.
Oh,
all
boy.
the animals. Yay!
Oh dear.
So Winnie, what film are you going to give, and who are you going to give it to?
Well, it's my turn to give you a movie, and it was between Every Which Way But Loose or Oh Heavenly Dog. So I think I'm going to give you Oh Heavenly Dog.
Okay, with Chevy Chase and Benji?
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. Mason!
What film are you giving to me?
Yeah.
I am giving you the Frankie Muniz film Racing Stripes.
I was really hoping for my dog Skip.
And Tyler, who I gave two really okay films, and I gave you a great movie this time. What are you giving me?
Okay. Will you still be my friend if I tell you what it is?
Yeah.
You're getting Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins.
Are you kidding me?
Not even a little bit.
I hate all of you. I genuinely despise you.
Oh, I'm
It's
so
okay,
happy.
Rod, there's only one more movie after that.
Think about
Why?
it, Mason. You'll only be 3/4 of the way through. That's almost all
Mason,
4
I
live-action
am-
Scooby-Doo movies.
I didn't sign on to this show to watch the Scooby-Doo
It's
saga.
just-
Listen,
Doesn't work out
teaching
this
you a
way,
life
Mace.
lesson. You think it can get bad? It can get worse. It can always get worse.
I'm never giving you a good movie again.
What have I done?
Either.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Well,
I'll tell
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, that is the show. Thank you for listening. It means a lot that you bother to tune in and listen to us idiots talk about movies for, well, wow, an hour and a half now. As always, you can find the podcast on Twitter at artificialpod. You can also email us at artificialpod@gmail.com. On Twitter, you can find me at Josh_Lakaitis. Mason?
You can find me on Instagram at goodoldprice. Also, really quick, I'd love to put a little quick plug in. Keep your eyes out on Amazon.com. I have a children's book coming out tentatively next month called Jerry, the Bumblebee Who Couldn't Buzz, A Christmas Story. It's a children's book. It's a fun little Dr. Seuss-y kind of Christmas story. Just having to do with just accepting the differences in people and the using those differences to help make the world a better place.
Oh, cool.
Very nice. And yours truly is illustrating it.
Yes.
I was unaware of this project, but I heartily endorse it.
Yeah.
And Tyler, where can they find you on the internet?
I don't know. Contact your local senator.
All right, Mason, start humming us out.
Oh.
Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Have a great night and God bless.
Goblins, Draculas, except there's only one. Spooky, artificial.
Oh my gosh, we did reference Werewolf Bar Mitzvah once.
Oh, actually, you did. I did. You just didn't hear me in the opener.
Oh,
so
okay,
it's there.
good.